Coming up on your EPFA News tonight, we focus on some of our inspiring female athletes in the sport and greater female participation. The new league season kicks off in Denmark. We catch up with a referee, happy to get back to some action. We can look at some of the goals from last weekend in Denmark. And we will have a roundup of what has been happening across our members. Welcome. This is EPFA News. Power football is a mixed-gender sport, and we are very lucky to have some great female role models from Europe and all over the world, and we need more female participation. We hear from some of our female athletes now about how they got involved, and how they think we can encourage more to come into the sport.
Hello everyone, my name's Emer and I'm from Ireland. I started playing power soccer in 2012 with Midlands United and I'm currently playing with DCU Storm in the EPFA National League. The first time I attended a training session I was both excited and apprehensive. Fortunately for me, the clubs I was joining already had 2 female athletes playing with them, so this made it less daunting going into a sport that was predominantly played by males. I don't feel that being a female has impacted on my involvement in power chair football at all. During my time playing, I've only once been the only female on a team, and I've never noticed any difference when playing alongside all males. The camaraderie has always been great and I was never treated any differently. In my opinion, power soccer is a particularly good sport for females to be involved in because the traditional gender gap in sports performance is null and void. Many females have gone on to play at the highest level and some of these even have World Cup medals. In 2017 World Cup, girl power was evident. In order to try and increase the number of females involved in the sport, I think promoting female role models may be a good way to start. For me personally, I only became interested in playing after I went as a spectator to the 2011 World Cup, where I saw female competitors from the participating nations compete at the highest level. These females became great role models for me and I still look up to them today. I hope in the future that more girls will be involved in the sport and I look forward to meeting them on the court.
Hi, my name's Rosie Hodson. I'm 22 years old and I'm from Norwich. I play for Aspire Power Chair Sports Club. About 10 years ago I started playing with power chair football because I came from wheelchair basketball and found it very difficult. So coming into power chair football was easier for me as I was able to be free and independent on the pitch. In 2012, I went to Coimbra in Portugal to go to a training camp with other young players. This was an amazing experience for me as I was able to meet other players around the world from Brazil, France, Portugal, Ireland, and other players in England who I didn't even know. When I came off the plane, I was thinking I was going to be the only female there at the tournament. However, waiting at the gate to go onto the transport with me was 2 other females from France. These are Mallory and Ferdos. These 2 ladies have now become my best friends and we keep in contact regularly. We see each other at big tournaments, for example, Champions League in Denmark in 2015, the World Cup in 2017, Champions League in Denmark in 2018, and it should have been this year in Geneva in 2020 in August. However, because of COVID, this was cancelled. So it completely ruined our plans of seeing each other again. but that doesn't stop us keeping in contact with each other. When I played in Denmark in 2015 at my first ever Champions League, I was very nervous because I was only one of the females there. There was only a handful of females there in total. When I played in the Champions League in Denmark, I felt completely free. I didn't realise that I was the only female there in my team and playing against other men. I just felt like one of the boys. But it made me feel completely independent and free, and I completely love it. I play on a team with 6 other men. At the time, I don't realise that I'm playing with 6 other men. I feel like I'm playing with some best friends who I've known for over 6 years now. Playing in a team with just a few men and one other lady actually is really empowering. I feel like I can represent females from around the world because I'm playing at such a high level and such a high standard. I feel incredibly empowered and strong and proud. I've worked extremely hard to get where I am today. It doesn't come easy. However, I've been treated just like any other man in the sport. I really encourage other females to get involved in the sport. It's given me such a lease of life, and I've been able to become my own person and identity from being so free playing power chair football. When I first started the sport, I was very shy and I didn't know many people. However, as I grew into the sport, I get to know more people and I've made more friends along the way. This sport really has changed my life, and I'd love it if it could change yours too.
Thanks a lot for inviting me to contribute to the EPFA news. I started playing power chair football about 3 years ago. Friends of mine have already played this sport and have asked me if I want to be part of it. So I tried it and sticked with it since then. My biggest highlight so far was to play at the Nations Cup for my country. It was my first international tournament, and it was an experience I will never forget. To compete at the highest level was something I always dreamed of, and it was great as I learned from my teammates and the other teams. I will try to improve myself more and more. I would recommend this sport to other females too, because there are social and physical benefits. Unfortunately, there are not so many sports which you can do with a power chair, and therefore power chair football is a great opportunity for every person to do sports no matter which disability they have. So I think it would be great if more women were represented in this team sport. Greetings from Vienna.
Hi everyone, just wanted to record a quick message to give some of my thoughts and experiences on being a female athlete. So I've been involved in power chair football for the last number of years, and for me personally, it's never really mattered whether I've played with or against males or females, and that's never really come into it. I've always just seen myself as a player competing against other players. And over the years, I've made some great friends through power chair football, both male and female. Having said that, I have been fortunate in that I have always played with another female, both at club level and internationally. That's my cousin Emer. So it has been great to have that bit of female companionship on the team. I think there are some things that EPFA can definitely do to try and increase participation of females in the sport. I think if you look across the board, there is definitely an underrepresentation of females. And I think one thing that would potentially help with that is maybe creating some sort of promotional video and showcasing some of the females that play power chair football across the different countries, and highlighting maybe how some of them are competing at quite a high level. I think something like that might inspire other females to get involved and try out power chair football. It might also be a good idea to set up some sort of group on Facebook or some other platform where females can connect with one another from different countries and share experiences as well. something like that might be useful. Finally, just to kind of give a couple of pieces of advice for any females out there that are considering getting involved with parachair football. I think firstly, it's important to highlight that you don't need to have an interest in sport to like parachair football. I personally have very little interest in able-bodied football. I don't really follow it at all. Give me a bit of GAA any day. So yeah, I think it's just important to highlight that parachair football and playing parachair football is a completely different experience to watching able-bodied football. And you don't necessarily need to like sports to love parachair football. Another thing as well, I think it's important to point out is that many of the players that are playing parachair football are all using the same equipment and the same football chair. So if there is anyone out there that is maybe apprehensive about playing against males because they feel there might be some kind of mismatch in terms of physical strength, that really doesn't come into it at all. Everyone has the same or similar sports chairs, and it really comes down to the skill of the individual player, whether or not they win a tackle or get past another player. So yeah, I think really it would be great if we could see more females getting involved over the next few years, not only here in Ireland, but across the board.
I'm Romy. I'm the head of our two teams in Dresden, the Power Lions and the Power Cats. And I'm player since the very beginning of parachair football here in Germany in 2014. Our first team, the Power Lions, started with 4 members, 1 male and 3 female. 6 years later, we have a lot of players more and a balanced relationship of sexes. This is different to the other German teams, where it's none or rather 1 female athlete.
Bonjour, je suis Tiffany, j'ai 32 ans et cette année je débute ma 18e saison dans le monde du foot fauteuil. Actuellement j'évolue avec le club de Rouen, mais j'ai également joué pour le club de Charleroi avec qui j'ai représenté la Belgique durant 2 Coupes du Monde. L'une des raisons pour lesquelles j'aime le foot fauteuil, c'est que c'est un sport mixte et que c'est assez rare dans le milieu sportif. Par exemple, le football valide est plus vu comme un sport masculin. Et j'aime le fait de pouvoir monter sur le terrain et retrouver des femmes en face de moi et des hommes et pouvoir me confronter à ces hommes et à ces femmes sans qu'il y ait réellement de différence. Et j'aime prouver que une fille n'est pas faite que pour jouer à la poupée et à la dinette et qu'un garçon est fait pour faire du sport et crier fort. Nous sommes tous capables de faire la même chose. Puisque ce sport nous permet de montrer que en fait nous sommes tous égaux et tous aussi intelligents et capables que les autres. Et un point positif, c'est que je n'ai jamais réellement ressenti le fait d'être différente, d'être une femme parmi les hommes en fait. Je me suis toujours sentie à ma place, que ce soit dans des tournois internationaux ou en championnats nationaux. Évidemment, quelquefois, j'ai été un peu taquinée sur le fait que je sois une femme, mais évidemment, ça a toujours été bon enfant et plus sur le ton de la rigolade. Mais ça a aussi fait évoluer mon caractère. Je suis certaine que si je n'avais pas pratiqué le foot fauteuil, je n'aurais pas le caractère que j'ai aujourd'hui, j'aurais pas la force que j'ai aujourd'hui. Et ça, je le dois aussi à mon entourage masculin dans ce sport. La seule chose qui me désole vraiment, c'est que nous sommes vraiment très peu de femmes dans le foot fauteuil. Même à l'international, on est très peu. Donc si je peux faire un petit appel et si vous voyez cette vidéo, que vous êtes une femme et que vous aimez le foot ou que vous n'aimez pas, mais parce que par exemple moi je ne suis pas une grande fan de foot alors que j'adore le foot fauteuil, n'hésitez pas, essayez, vous verrez que c'est un sport réellement ouvert à tous où il n'y a aucune raison que vous n'y arriviez pas. Donc foncez, essayez et peut-être qu'un jour on aura notre championnat à nous, une petite, ou ne fût-ce qu'une petite coupe, un petit tournoi juste féminin, ce serait vraiment chouette. Et puis n'hésitez pas, franchement c'est un sport qui change la vie et foncez, voilà.
We have been delighted to follow the return to competitive action in Denmark recently. Taking into account the need to still follow COVID-19 restrictions, Denmark reorganized their season into 2 leagues, League 1 with 3 teams who play in the morning, and League 2 with 3 teams who play in the afternoon. We catch up with a player and hear his thoughts on the season ahead for his team.
Hi. Well, the difficulties with the COVID-19 situation has been hard at the training camp. Sometimes been short of players, which is understandable, and a lot of players have a hard time because of it, and we can't be together as much. So it has been a hard start for the season this year with the football. Last year's season got cut short, even though we won, and so we were worried about how the season would start this year, and the league had come up with some things and which made it possible for us to start the season this coming weekend. It's nice that we are back, and it's nice to be able to use what we have practiced so hard against our opponents and our rivals. I hope we will get a nice long season, which will not be stuck by COVID-19 again, which we can hope for, but we never know with COVID-19. My team's hope for this year is definitely the same as the last, as always, which is that we want to be champions again, and we certainly have the ability for that. So we will see how it will go on from there. Our opponents, our rivals in the league, have had some changes. One of the teams have lost a player, and the other team has gained that player. So there's some uncertainty in the situation of our rival team. So we don't really know what to expect out of them. But I certainly hope that we get some good matches, and I expect us to win.
Next, for all of us worried that our power chair football referees are growing unfit and getting fat, we catch up with a referee in Denmark, preparing to get back to some action.
Hello, I'm Tony Christensen, one of the referees in power chair football here in Denmark. I'm sitting here in a concert place where all the concerts have been cancelled due to coronavirus. Like, our tournament got cancelled in March, and it's been 6 months ago, so it was quite frustrating for the referees and the players, and we talked in the beginning a lot about it, and it was quite frustrating for the referees, for the players, and all the officials connected to power chair football here in Denmark. So we've planned a new tournament. Starts tomorrow, the 19th of September. So we're looking forward to getting started with it. Due to Corona is still here, so we have a lot of restrictions, and the Corona numbers are rising here in Denmark. We're not so proud of that, but we have managed to make a schedule for the players so we won't be too many people together at one time. So hopefully it'll go quite good, so we can have the tournament going for the whole season this time. It's been hard for the referees and the players to stop the season in March because of Corona, but the referees, Nils, me, Rene, Kenneth, are also referees in running football, been reffing in that for the last 3 months, so keeping in shape. And we've talked a lot about power chair football, some of the rules, and what we as referees can do better for us and for the players to get a good experience during the next season, which starts tomorrow.
As we said, great to have some action finally to report on, and first up for the start of a new season in Denmark was Aalborg vs Aarhus Rolling Devils 1. A good hard competitive encounter, and despite some chances the match ended in a draw. The second match of the day was between Aalborg and BSF, and produced the first goals of the new season. Following a neat attacking move, Simon Damtoft Christensen crossed from the wing, and Kasper Petersen put it away. The second goal came from a corner from toe by Asteen Clausen, who received it back from Kasper Petersen, and sent it across to the far post for Simon Damtoft Christensen to get on the end of. BSF's difficult start of the season continued in their match with Aarhus Rolling Devils 1, with one of their 3 goals here coming from a corner and scored by Albin Vogensen. Let us hear more about the tough start for BSF and how the day went in general.
So we've just finished the first games of the season in Aarhus yesterday. Quite a tough start for us. We lost 2 and 3-0. We knew going into the first games that it was going to be tough for us. We lost our former captain, Kasper Petersen, who joined Aalborg this season. So we knew it was going to be tough to bounce back immediately. Also, we have a lot of new players in the squad coming in to the first games, totally unexperienced. So, of course, we wasn't expecting them to perform at the level that the other teams were, of course. So yeah, we try to look forward from this point and develop the new players as good as possible. And yeah, we're looking forward to the rest of the season with the other players coming back soon, hopefully. And yeah, it's just nice to play some football again, and everyone was happy to get in the chairs again and playing other teams. That was a huge relief, of course. So we're really happy to be back. Very fortunate that Denmark is not affected by the coronavirus as other countries. So yeah, really happy to be back and playing again. So yeah, we're practicing even harder for the next games, and yeah, try to get on the right path again. So really nice to play again. So we're looking forward to the rest of the season.
Unfortunately, we find ourselves in recent weeks again facing a challenging time with COVID-19 and increased cases across many countries, which makes a return to action difficult or threatens to once again stop the activity that had resumed. We would urge all our members to assess their situation and to follow the guidelines of the health authorities and to stay safe. Some more clubs like the German club in Dresden have been able to resume under strict guidance and with reduced numbers from what they would normally have at a training session. We are just days away now from the launch of a new website from the French Power Chair Federation that we heard about back in the earlier broadcasts. This will be a comprehensive portal of information on all the clubs and the 4 league divisions in France for the 2020-21 season, and archive of previous seasons and results. Also featuring news and information about the French national team as they continue preparing to defend their World Cup champion status in 2022. The WFA in England recently received some good news about funding from the National Lottery Community Fund, which is going to allow them to provide some online well-being sessions for its members around psychology, nutrition and other health topics. A great example of community spirit among the Scottish Powerchair football can be seen in the virtual kilt walks that are taking place across all the clubs to raise money for the EPFA. Finally, we know the great efforts that people put into making their contributions, and we would just like to say we appreciate it greatly and the efforts that is put in until it is right.
So congratulations to Aarhus, and we're starting our next season, this season. We're starting tomorrow, the 19th of February.
Tak, jeg videre. Vi klipper.
Yes.
19. September.
Yeah. Hello, welcome to Skovdalen. I'm Tony Christensen.
Jeg bare kører fra 19. September.
Jeg kan lige så godt tage indledningen fra starten af.
Okay. Skal jeg Skal jeg gå op igen?
Nej.
Okay.
Hello, I'm Tony Christensen, Red Power Chair. Hello, I'm Tony Christensen, one of the referees in Power Chair football.
Remember, get in contact with EPFA News at the email below, and until next time, take care.